Hey there, I'm Mr. Terry, a high school history teacher. Welcome back to another History Teacher Reacts video. I don't know about you, but I am really anxious for a new Oversimplified episode. It's been months since the last video, so I thought it'd be a good time to try to find the funniest moments in Oversimplified history. And I found a clip and I thought we would watch this together. And it should be fun to relive these moments because I haven't seen a lot of these for a long time. All right, and with that, let's get started. All right. Man, it's going to bring back so many memories. I'll try to comment on some things too and explain some history. Let's go.
Soldier, I need you to bring me this man. Got it. Found him, sir. What?
Lenin?
No, not Lenin. Lenin, the Russian communist. What? Why would I need a beetle? Lenin, the Russian communist. He was exiled to Switzerland. You know what? I'll do it myself.
I'm trying to remember if I ever had a brain fart moment like that when I was young or something, not knowing the difference between John Lennon and then Vladimir Lenin. I mean, let's be honest, when we were young, we heard of John Lennon way before Vladimir Lenin. All right, you see Capitalism by Karl Marx. Lenin's reading it. Yeah, that's Lenin.
Who wants to start a revolution?
Yeah. Not gonna lie, the Soviet anthem is pretty. The Soviet anthem is pretty good. Let's not fool ourselves there. If you didn't know the story behind that, so Vladimir Lenin had been exiled out of Russia, and the Germans are the ones that helped facilitate his return. Hoping that he could lead a revolution, which could potentially take them out of the war. And that's exactly what happened in World War I. All right, Stalin, Truman, and we got Churchill.
Does the A stand for atomic or ass? Okay, Jones, here's the plan. You mount the machine gun in the back. I'll chase the emus. You shoot.
That's right.
Got it?
They sucked at shooting the emus with machine guns. This was so funny. I remember laughing my butt off.
I'm gonna shove that camera up your... All right.
I remember laughing my butt off. By the way, I have done reaction videos to every Oversimplified video, so if you have not seen those, you want to get my commentary, my fresh reactions, definitely check those out. Shouldn't be hard to find.
We surrender. Okay, boys, pack it up. They're surrendering.
French in any war?
Oh, sorry. Was I not meant to split his head open with the tomahawk? Don't worry. It's not like this will start a 7-year-long major global conflict. And what happened next was a 7-year-long major global conflict.
The Central Powers' new friend was the struggling empire in the Middle East. The Ottomans.
That's like a funny tool they use in a lot of them.
There was a big conference that set out the rules of modern warfare. No chemical weapons, no killing civilians. Basically, don't be jerks. The Germans held a meeting and decided to be jerks.
That's all well and good, Mr. Mussolini, but what kind of haircut am I giving you? Let's go with... bold.
Bold. Mussolini! That was great. They just went with that. Dude, Mussolini pictures are... He's such a weird dude to look at. I mean, I'm going to say it because he's bald, but like, the dude had the most animated facial reactions. When you see him speak, you think he's like weird faces and stuff like that. And it was such a character. People get into looking at like Hitler speeches and stuff. Look at Mussolini's speeches. He was so animated, but in like weird ways. Okay, anyway.
1922, he went to the king and said, "Make me prime minister or I'll make me prime minister." And the king said, "You."
There's Mussolini too.
This army.
The black shirts. Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't get it.
Hey, and then Hitler tried to do the same thing the next year in Munich. Mussolini brings in all these former disgruntled soldiers, his early, fascist party. They take over the government. Hitler tries to do it, but it fails. He goes to jail, writes Mein Kampf, gets a lot of sympathy, and just has a different little path towards political leadership than Mussolini did. He got the way in about a decade.
Oh, I see. Because it goes around my neck. That's so funny. All of this enraged Adolf's father, who punished him severely.
Hitler's dad.
Enraged his father, who punished him severely. This enraged Adolf's father, who punished him severely. Adolf's father was strict, quick to anger, and took most of it out on the eldest son until he had enough and ran away at the age of 14. One day his father said, "Son, someday you'll be a big balls public official like me." And Adolf replied, "No, father, I'm going to become an artist and soar high above the clouds with the eagles." This enraged his father, but by this time he was an old-ass man, so he just sort of let it go.
He could beat him anymore.
And died of a lung hemorrhage, but he had established himself as a...
Well, that story gets rejected from art school and gets lost, joins the military, transforms his life, enters politics, World War II.
Big balls Bolshevik. However, no amount of Bolshevik balls could stop what was happening. The Russian economy was making a recovery.
For the Tsar, things were looking up. This is great. All Nicholas has to do is sit back and not mess anything up.
And
hey everyone, big news. I'd like to introduce you to my new best friend. He's a crazy, drunken, beardy, horny, scandal-ridden magic wizard man, and he smells like a goat. We're screwed. Not only was he a big fan of alcohol, but he'd also throw these crazy parties with Russian nobility.
Oh, Pooty.
And all night long, and then he...
Yep.
His whole head... Hypnotic eyes... And nobody knew how the goat got on the roof. He's the man with the...
Dude, Rasputin's life was... It was just one big rated R movie. Just one big one, if you know about it. So I would be surprised if some kind of dressed up goat at a party, you know, made its way. So
The plant, the host with the most. He's holy, lowly.
The Pope.
He eats ravioli. Yay! Now it's time to turn out the lights and go to sleep.
Ravioli's good.
Okay.
I love ravioli.
Okay. Good night. Say attack.
Back.
What? This is madness. Who does this guy think he is? I'm the emperor, for goodness sake. He can't tell me what to do. I'll invest my own bishops and abbots if I
The
want to.
investiture
And
controversy.
this can go right
Or
to
the
heck.
bucket.
I peed my pants again. Hey, guess what, sucker?
That was so good because he kept... That was good. That was great comedic timing there. Builds up and then he pees his pants because he had set that up earlier. One thing about Oversimplified is how much better he got at writing over time. When you look at the original ones, you know, they were funny and stuff, but just kind of like basic, but like the running jokes and all that. He's gotten so much better as a writer. It's fantastic.
You're deposed. Hmm.
Oh yeah, they do it to each other.
Wait a minute.
Holy
I'm
Roman
the
Emperor and the
You
Pope,
can't depose me. You're deposed.
each claiming authority over each other.
Wait a minute. I'm the emperor. You can't depose me. You're deposed. Oh. Wait a
Just kept
minute.
going back and forth.
Sigmund.
It's a little controversy around that. If you remember, it was in kind of the Middle Ages there, called the investiture controversy. It's like, who should be the one to be able to appoint like positions? Because back then, a lot of positions, they kind of crossed the lines of religious and political, but it should have been the Pope or the Holy Roman Emperor who should be the one to do that. And again, it caused a great controversy.
I don't have much longer.
Henry VIII.
Of course, sire. Do you have any final wishes?
How about one last conquest in France?
Secondly, the Soviets ousted Khrushchev and replaced him with Leonid Brezhnev, who was a kisser. He liked to kiss.
This part was so weird.
Or else what? Or else, I'll be really mad at you. We're gonna build a wall, and
Khrushchev.
it's gonna be a big, beautiful wall, and it's gonna keep out all the Mexicans. So that's where it's gonna keep in these Berliners. Oh, sorry. It's gonna keep in all the Mexicans. It's an
That's
honor,
right.
Premier Brezhnev. Likewise,
Berlin
President Carter.
Wall.
Please don't do that. But
Oh,
then
God,
Brezhnev got
Brezhnev.
really old and died and was replaced by this.
Okay, so I don't know if I missed something. Was that Brezhnev's deal? The kissing? I mean, okay, they have like the cheek peck, you know, that people do when they greet each other in a lot of cultures. But am I missing something? I remember when I watched that. Is there a thing I'm missing about Brezhnev with that? Let me know in the comments.
This guy who was really old and died and was replaced by this guy who was really old and died, and he was replaced
These
by
are all the
Mikhail
Soviet leaders
Gorbachev.
nobody remembers until Gorbachev. All right, hopefully that was a great way for both of us to be able to get kind of tied over before we hopefully get a new oversimplified episode here pretty soon. So many moments. I mean, it would be so hard to make a compilation video that's like just under 5 minutes like this, because there's so many good moments. We did a pretty good job, and it was good to relive some of those because again, I haven't seen a lot of the original videos now for a long time, and just good to get back to that. So anyway, I'm looking forward to a new video. You definitely know I'll cover it and try to add my context and appreciate what Oversimplified does, because I know as a teacher, it's a great way for me to connect history with the kids, and they like it, and it brings in the humor and stuff that just can be hard in a classical traditional setting for myself. So as from a teacher perspective, I really respect and appreciate what Oversimplified and other similar content creators do. I think it's the best time ever to be a history student. The content out there is so great. All right, you all, with that, we'll see you next time. Bye.